I was asking a blessed TV and our first time on about semester. We share video with their movie, now we so push their movie. I was here now, yeah, President elect John Dramani Mahama and I would expose this be about Bontain. After IMF4, I complaints via Momo said, yeah, papa, His Excellency, another down Kufuado, yeah, Abaya Wolfree a year, a Kunya Sui. And yeah, papa, I complain, IMF say, Sika Omedema, papa. Akufu say on embuba on mu or mine 1/3 of sikana de ye papa was squander which I would teach scanner suma eno ebema ono ni stay in government now no ayeden enti ebeya enka yen frekuti na omo nsoa unua abusua ba yentin se mekoso wase ma ewia ye beto aso area ma.
Let's studio. Is 184, and so the NDC truly for the first time is in a comfortable lead. However, where I see it, this has put me in a very reflective mood and has really humbled me, because it's humbled me to realize that the Ghanaian people may be slow to anger, but when they rise in righteous indignation, no force in this world can stand before them. Listening to President Akufu on Monday call John Mahama his friend of over 20 years made me realize that the die was cast and that President Akufu had seen his smoothness level. When President Mahama was campaigning and came to my constituency in Ingo Pramprab, he said he wasn't going to debate. He made a statement that he was never going to debate Baumia because he knows his level. Akufu has seen his level. You know, the arrogance and the haughty pomposity with which he said he will not hand over to to John Mahama. I can never hand over to him. But, well, now you are going to hand over to him. Go and drink the Kole. You would hand over to John Mahama. Because that's the power of the Ghanaian people. But like I said, it humbles me to know that the people who have humbled and given Akufo-Addo a lesson in humility, in 4 years will go back to the polls again. And so President Mahama and all of his appointees and all of us in government,
including your good self.
Yes, that's why I said all of us, myself included, would need to learn that we hold and wield power in trust for the Ghanaian people. And that ultimate power rests with the Ghanaian people. You know, and to whom much is given, much is expected. The level of expectation that Ghanaians have placed on us. And I was speaking with a few senior clergymen who we've worked with in the lead up to this election. You know, I've organized a number of meetings of the clergy with President Mahama.
Not Nyansafwe,
well, I won't go there.
Yeah, but you know, once you get the term president to sign the LGBT,
no,
it's up to him.
Mr. George, proceed.
It's up to him to sign.
No, gentlemen, please.
He brought us into it, so.
Mr. George, proceed.
And some of the clergymen, I said to them, I said, look, the prayers and counsel that was given to President Mahama in the lead up to the election were the prologue. The main movie is now going to start. They even need to counsel him more and pray more for him, because the weight of expectation on his shoulders, only God can guide him to lead this country right. You know why? You're coming from a place where the mess is colossal. The damage is gargantuan. The rot. I mean, you know, when you say it in English, it doesn't cover it well. But you know, when they say it in Chi, Katashishe, Proye, Dream, they can't. Where we are coming from. Look, this nation, the Flagstaff House, stinks to the high heavens with corruption. And the weight of expectation from the young people of Ghana, the middle class, the elderly, on the shoulders of this man from Bolly Bamboy. And I can call him a young man when you compare his age to Akufo-Addo's age. He's a young man. The weight of expectations upon his shoulder. Only God can guide him. And that's been my daily prayer for him this week. That God will give him the wisdom and the knowledge to know the right people to put in office. And that he himself will show the kind of leadership that the Ghanaian people expect. To everyone who will find themselves in his government, you must learn humility. If you don't have it, go and start learning it. Because we would serve the people of Ghana. The people of Ghana will not serve us. And so look, I wake up sometimes in the middle of the night with trepidation. Because when you understand the weight of expectation, and you look at the fact that the purse is empty. Look, Professor Jampo, Martin Pebu have accused governments in the past of stealing from the purse. The Akufu government did not steal from the purse. They stole the purse.
But you see, we had
And
this,
so now-
we had this in 2016, that the meat was down to the bone. And we're hearing this now. Some have recommended that
So there was
for
nothing
the
to
Ghanaian
this.
people to believe this. Carry us every step of the way through the transition.
Absolutely.
Let us see it, telecast it live, so we know what you'll be talking about in those small rooms.
You know, Alfred, you know, when they said the meat was down to the bone, yes, but no government, the Akufu government did not have to, within 18 months of taking over office, pay out over 18 billion in outstanding domestic debts that have been pushed and fast forwarded to 2026. They did not have to pay in 4 years $4 billion to external creditors, as we would have to do in 2028. Look, the payments, most of the loans that Ken Ofori-Atta took and benefited from personally through his enterprise group. Data bank. Many of them are due, most of the local ones are due in 2026. That's why President Mahama has written to the IMF and said, look, you've signed a contract or entered a program in with Akufu-Addo. You've disbursed 2/3 of the money already. Meanwhile, you've just done half of the process. And we've got over 18 billion to pay in 2026 and over $4 billion to pay to external creditors. Don't forget that the MPP for the past almost 24 months has not serviced a single foreign debt. And all of that is sitting on our books, accruing interest. John Mahama is coming to carry that burden. And so I agree with you that the next NDC administration, I believe that government must have a ministry, not of information, not just of information, but a ministry of information and public engagement, where we will constantly carry the people of Ghana along, letting them understand what the status and what the issues are. Let them understand where we are as a country. How much revenue have we? Look, and I'm going to share with you. Yesterday, a woman came all the way to Ningo. Yesterday, I started my thank you tour. From here, I'm going to continue today. A woman came to me yesterday with evidence, and my heart broke down. I told her I would speak about it here today. She works at an axle load station. And I now need to please listen to me. She does not work at a start point or an end point. She works at an axle load station midway in the country. In November this year, she was sacked from office, from post, and told to go home that they can't work with her. You know why? In 2023, her axle weight station, at that time, the person who was managing it was called David Kwashi. And I'm putting out the facts. In January 2023, that axle load station generated 235,266 Ghana cedis. In February, 175,005 Ghana cedis. In March, 323,214 Ghana cedis. And I can give you the whole year. The highest was in December, where it recorded 608,159 Ghana cedis. This was 2023. In 2024, a gentleman called Katako Castro took over. In January, he recorded 365,697 Ghana cedis. In February 2024, 498,808 Ghana cedis. And then in March, from 1st of March to 12th March, he recorded 351,256. Then this lady takes over. This lady, I don't want to put out her name yet. She takes over in March, on the 13th of March. From 13th of March to 31st March, her revenue she generates is 1,266,847. By the time she works in the whole of April, she generates 3,140,831. In May, it drops to 2,140,531. June, 2,018,731. July, 2,653,622. August, 2,908,178. In September, 3,251,256. October, 3,758,378. Between 1st November to 10th November, 1,365,524. Do you realize what was happening? At the average rate of revenue from that axle weight station was 250,000. As soon as this lady takes over, her average is 3 million Ghana cedis. She was called by the Highways Authority and told that she was raising too much revenue because there's a cartel that drains the money that is raised and declares only average of 250,000 every month. One axle weight station. This is one. And so imagine that these vehicles have gone through a number of axle weight loading stations across the country before they get to her place. And from her place, they continue. And this is what the revenue loss is. Because there are people sitting at highways. And the matter went to Asensu Boache. He said he was going to investigate. Because when he saw the figures, look, there is no way you will see these figures and not understand what is happening. Then she was told to go home because she's NDC.
Oh.
Yes. So these are the kinds of slippages and leak in our system that we need to collectively work as a country to plug. One axle load station.
And she was laid off.
Oh, she's been sent home. Since 10th of November, she's been sacked from the Highways Authority. And I would wage a campaign and a war to ensure that this woman is reinstated. Because these are the kind of Ghanaians we must celebrate. In fact, she reported to the BNI in June this year, that her life is under risk because she was told that she must not exceed 1 million again. And when she was given that order, she started getting 3 million. And now they sacked her. The BNI could not protect her. Under Akufu. I'm talking about 2024. I have the names of the people who were behind this. But you see, like I said, Operation Recover All Loot, Oral, will come after all of them. From the people at Highways Authority who are involved in the scam and the stealing of axle load. So imagine if you had 10 axle weighing stations across the country and they are making revenue of at least 3 million Ghana cedis in one station and they are declaring 250,000 every month. Some people are sitting back and gleaning 2.5 million, 2.75 million from one axle station. Over 10 axle stations, that's 27.5 million Ghana cedis every month. This is what we are bleeding as a country. So when Akufu said Ghana yenye hiya mine, it's true. Yenye hiya mine. But we have people who have turned themselves into Draculas, drinking the blood and toil of Ghanaians. This is pure fact. The lady came to me, she was crying yesterday. Crying. She said, look, my life is at risk. She can't live in her house. They are threatening to kill her. A woman. Even now.
She's been laid off.
Yes. So you see, this is the weight of cleanup that John Mahama has to do. And that is why you cannot entertain such thievery and such corruption under the next Mahama administration. We would out and fight anybody. Look, and President Mahama has a track record when it comes to fighting corruption. You may accuse his government of corruption. But President Mahama had, and I worked under that administration, he had a sunshine campaign. And you see, I'm sure that today, many of our civil society friends have seen the difference